There's not many times when I don't have to adjust the microphone. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. And like Commissioner Bettman said, thank you to the selection committee for this honor. It obviously is a huge honor to myself, but I think it speaks to the people behind the scenes, my family, and everyone that's been there from day one. So thank you very much to everyone who's here tonight. Watching that video kind of set me off here, so I see the clock running too. I didn't think, they said 10 minutes for a speech, and I got really nervous. I normally don't prepare much. I normally come up here, kind of speak from the heart, and so then I prepared a little something, and sure enough, I guarantee I won't stick to the script, but I will try to get us out of here with also being respectful of the people that have been there for me. For me, this whole thing, it's the journey. That's what I've enjoyed most. The people that I've met, the people that have been around, the people that I've experienced things with, the people that I've lived my dream with. So for me, it's about that. It's about that whole process, that journey, enjoying the small things, whether it's a late night card table on the plane with the guys, or even if it is. I mean, somebody mentioned earlier in the night, the road trips, the long road trips. They weren't long for us players, they're long for the wives and the families that didn't have us around. So every time I called home on the road, I was praying that it was a good day, the kids weren't bad, as I'm sitting down to a nice steak dinner with a little wine, just praying that everything was back home okay. So for that's what the experience is, the journey that I'm talking about. So I've had a lot of them along the way. There's been a lot of people that have kind of shaped me professionally, on the ice, off the ice, from a little kid in Western New York with the Rochester Junior Amherst, and the commissioner touched on grassroots. I'm a part of it now with the Buffalo Junior Sabres and the Learn to Play and stuff like that, and I really see the impact. And so hopefully we can all come together as a group and continue to grow this game, love this game, and grow the passion in our youth for this game. And so I hope that continues. But from a little kid from Western New York, Coach York, he's here, and he gave me my shot at Boston College. He was one of the guys that came into my living room. There's a couple coaches, UVM lost out on that, sorry. But when he comes in, a true gentleman like Coach York is, and I'm sure made my parents feel comfortable, but for myself, there's no greater honor that I could give to Coach York that I would love to send my kids to him. 18-year-old kid going off to BC, I knew I was in great hands, and he'd shaped me into the man and player I am, professional I was on the ice. So thank you, Coach York, for all that. Some of the players, it's hard to kind of pick out, ones to really highlight, but a lot of what I was about is trying to lead by example, and some of those guys, Scott Stevens was one of them, Joe Neuendijk, Jamie Langenbrunner, Jay Pandolfo, guys in New Jersey that really kind of brought me into the fold and showed me what it was like to be a professional, work day in and day out at your craft and be there for your teammates. And so for those guys, that's where I think my leadership came from. I learned from some of the best in the game, guys that are in the Hockey Hall of Fame, and I couldn't be more thankful for the experiences I had with them and what they learned, or what I would learn from them. Scott Gomez, I talked to him on the phone as well, and he was giving me a little bit of crap for going into the U.S. Hall of Fame before him. He was worried about, his place in the game, and he was like, how did you, the little guy, make it in before me? And so Gomer, I've known since we've been 15 years old. We grew up in USA Hockey together, and he's never changed. He's always been a good friend to me and someone that I felt should be recognized within this room. Obviously, coaches along the way, people that have been a part of it. Pat Burns, the late Pat Burns, was a huge part to my career early on as a second-year player. He could be tough. He could be tough on you, but if you worked hard for him, you played the right way, he rewarded you with the ice time and everything you wanted. So without having him in my second year, being hard on me, making sure that I was responsible with the puck, I think he really helped grow my game on the offensive and defensive side of the puck. USA Hockey, I think it's Jim Johansson. When you think of USA Hockey for myself, Jimmy Johansson, was a great friend of mine. He grew up as a team service guy to a GM in my time, in my career. And so to have him on the video was really emotional, considering the circumstances before the Olympics that we had to go through with his passing. So Jimmy, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you did for my career, and hope all is well. The NHL side of my career had a few stops, and without that, Lou Lamoriello, David Conti at New Jersey for giving a 5'7" guy from Western New York a chance to prove himself. If it's not for people that believe in you, you aren't able to show what you can really give and what you can prove. And so, you know, Mr. Lamoriello, Mr. Conti, thank you for all that you did, believing in me, and giving me my shot in the NHL and let me live my dream for 16 years. But like I touched on a little bit at the beginning, it's truly, for me, it's about my family. And that started with my parents and the harsh winters in Western New York, putting us on the ice, giving us something to do in the winters, me and my two brothers. Without my parents, not missing a college game of my career, no matter where that game was, they were there. And that holds true for my brother as well. And as Coach York said earlier in the night, I think the one game they missed is when they came over to the Olympics in Torino for me. They missed one of my brother's BC games, and Coach York was really pushing for the BC game instead of the Olympics. So without my parents, I appreciate who are here, support and belief in me along the way. I wouldn't be here as well. And that holds true for all my extended family, my aunts, uncles, cousins. They were there from day one, support me. It really is a group effort. And like Steve Levy said on the thing, it is very easy on the road as long as you have a great group of people back home. So my wife and kids, being able to put up with 16 years of travel, missed holidays, missed everything. They really are what holds things together and allows you to go out there and really, I can't even look, sorry. Allows you to live your dream and be able to day in and day out, not worry about what's going on at home, and really go out there as a professional and really think about that. So I thank you to my wife and my kids for sharing in all that we've been through, and I appreciate the journey. So thank you, USA Hockey. Thank you to everyone who's involved, and really, young kids, enjoy the journey.